Welcome to Synagogues of New York, Part 24. This is our third and last segment of former or closed synagogues in the borough of Brooklyn in the city of New York. Our first stop takes us to Brownsville and what used to be Anshe Tzedek, or in English, Men of Justice. One can see the Jewish star at the top of the windows on each side of the building. The congregation was formed on an informal basis in 1909. This synagogue building was erected in 1913. The building was sold as a church in 1968. This brings us to Crown Heights and congregation Petach Tikva. In English it means Door of Hope. This was a conservative affiliated congregation and the building was erected around 1915. One can still see the Jewish star near the top and the 4 stained glass windows with Jewish stars in them. It is possible that the building may have laid dormant for a few years in the 1960s. It was sold to a church group in 1973. We're back in Brownsville looking at what had once been Petrikawa Anshe Sfard. The Hebrew letters above the sign read Congregation Petrikawa Anshe Sfard of Brownsville, and the year the building was dedicated. Above it are 2 tablets of the 10 Commandments. Petrikov was a village in Russia. We believe the congregation was established in 1916 and the building shown here erected in 1926. And here was congregation Rishon LeZion in East Flatbush. You could see the 10 Commandments near the top of the building. We believe this building was also constructed in the mid-1920s. By the way, in the early 1970s, when East Flatbush was going through a demographic change, Rabbi Meir Kahane tried to stir up vigilantism and encouraged his fellow Jews to be wary and armed against the violence that was overtaking the East Flatbush area. At that time, the rabbi of Rishon LeZion promised the police officials that his congregants would not bear arms other than to put on tefillin. Here we are now in East New York and Talmud Torah Atereth Israel. One can see the Jewish symbology near the top of the building with the Jewish star in the middle and 2 Ten Commandment tablets near each corner top. There is also a Jewish star above the center gate entrance. The congregation was founded in 1912 and the building shown here was erected around 1915. Since 1975, the building has been in the possession of a purported black Jewish congregation known as Tabernacle Bethel. We're in Prospect Heights and this is known as Temple Isaac and possibly Ohel Yitzchak. This is the former synagogue building of a still current congregation, now located in Ditmas Park area. The words Temple Israel are still shown above the 3 doors in the front of the building. Ohel Yitzchak was founded in 1902. This building was erected in 1922 and was sold as a church in 1972. Here's Temple Sinai. It was at the corner of Bradford and Arlington in the Highland Park area. One can still see the 10 Commandments at the very top of the building and in the 3 stained glass windows, Jewish stars. And the name of the building, Temple Sinai, is above the middle door. The congregation began in 1886 as Bikur Cholim, and the building shown here was constructed in 1920. It was sold to a church in 1986. Our final stop takes us to Young Israel of Brownsville and East Flatbush. The current owners of this building decided to leave the Jewish insignia in the windows. The building shown here was originally constructed in the early 1920s, but for the purpose of 2 side-by-side apartments. It wasn't until about 1949 that it was converted into a synagogue building. This is the third and last segment of checking out old closed synagogues in the borough of Brooklyn, the city of New York. We very well realize that there are many more synagogue buildings that have transferred ownership, but we decided just to highlight these couple dozen. So it is back to checking out current synagogues in the state of New York. Bye for now, and see you real soon.